Okay. So, we are doing Minecraft again. I had played Minecraft when it first came out many, many, many years ago. Oh, I was still doing Dustin. So, like, probably in like 2012 or 2013, I think I started playing Minecraft initially. I used to be really into Rooster Teeth. Rooster Teeth I really liked. Fucking Jacksepticeye is about where I stopped when he became popular. But what was the other one? There was a Rooster Teeth, and there was another one I used to fucking watch that did like Minecraft Let's Plays way back in the day. So like, and I've seen what they do on the computer, which I'm sure that if you're an adult and you have a computer and you're playing Minecraft, it's probably like if you have nothing else to do all day, it's probably fucking really fun if you actually have like the patience to sit and learn it all. This, on the other hand, so far has been not great. It really sucks that they fucking did like the sellout thing and kind of made updates that weren't finished with dungeons that lead to dead ends and that are like not intentional. So that's kind of my first annoyance with the new Minecraft is there is a lot. They're not like bugs that really affect the gameplay so much, but it's just a total fucking currently all the games that used to be good and they're trying to like fucking what do you call it, reboot a bunch of like old ass games. And the Crash Bandicoot one wasn't bad. I actually liked it because they stuck exactly to the same fucking games. Like, but a lot of this is so that you can play online with friends, and it's back in the day, you used to play video games because you're antisocial and because you don't want to socialize. And now to play the game, you literally have to play it online. Like, and I'm like, I fucking hate playing anything online because everybody ruins it and makes it not fun. System Link with Halo. When Halo 2, I think, was really popular, we did System Link in like 2 different rooms in an apartment. That was actually really fun. Anyway, obviously because the world is so big, they're like, oh, the loading times in like fucking when you're going into the games like a whole minute. I was like, oh god, a whole minute loading. Remember when PlayStation 2 came out with Tony Hawk and they were like, no more loading screens. Whatever happened to the? And there was still fucking loading screens. Anyhow, that's not my issue with the loading problem. It's the map is just so big that as you're traveling, even if you've already traveled in that area, it won't load right away and you'll be like going into a wall for a decent amount of time as the fucking map loads, which is also rather irritating. All the updates that they've done for it so far, on top of that, it's just like I have to stop every time I want to do something new, or like every time I get like an item where I'm like trying to figure out what am I supposed to do with this item. It ends up being for something that is not like super necessary. What is calibrator or something? What the fuck is this thing? Calibrated skulk sensor. Like, unless you're playing online with other people. And then, like, people will freak out and be like, nah, people come to my world and fuck my stuff up. Like, it's... Anyway, the back when the game first came out, the whole point of the game was to find the dragon and go to the Nether. which required killing Enderman for Ender Eyes to find the Nether portal. I think that was what it was, and then you have to kill the dragon, whatever. So at least there was like a goal, and then once you did that, you could just like play, I guess, open world concept. Now they have these stupid trial dungeon things, and I have to stop every 2 seconds to look up what the fuck I'm supposed to be doing. There's a lot of items that are not really useful. Like there's like a huge abundance of copper, and copper is really not useful in this game, which is really stupid. So it kind of sucks that the game has now become about copying people doing let's plays with your friends because you guys like to watch other people play video games. Like, and I remember I did too for an amount of time, but like not just to watch them do a playthrough of the game. It used to be like people who had mastered the game is why you would watch playthroughs to look for like to get like Easter eggs that you didn't know and shit. Like, I don't know. I lost like fucking 3 months of my life to Minecraft when it first came out, and I was like, oh my god, what happened? This is like fucking what do you call it? World of Warcraft. You just fall off the fucking face of the earth. All my friends became the people inside my computer box. Don't meet people you play online games with. They are super awkward. as they should be, I guess. Whatever. Okay. What else do I have to bring? Okay. No. A lot more sounds in this game and a lot less good music. That's the other thing that's also very irritating. Like the music in Minecraft was like what do you call it? Actually good considering all the garbage that is keeps getting put out. Like, oh, upgraded fucking graphics. And I'm like, yeah, but after like a certain point with graphics, and I get if you like were like, oh my god, color TVs just came out. Obviously graphics look really good to you. But if you've grown up with like HD and shit, at a certain point you don't really see like when they update the graphics. Like they're good enough. And a lot of fucking people don't even fucking play video games anymore for like to be good at video games. They're all like quick response games. And I'm like, hey, but if I want to watch a movie, I'll watch a movie. What was that fucking Asian guy? Markiplier. He was like one of the first people that did like an interactive game like on YouTube or whatever, which that was actually kind of cool. But like the stupid what is it fucking with the girl from Juno, who's not a girl anymore, who's a guy now. Ellen Page, whatever. The Last of Us. That game's fucking retarded. Like that game was fucking so stupid. And now they have like a whole fucking show. Like oh, there's a donkey somewhere. Okay. Oh. Yeah, because if you're gonna play creative mode, either do something specific with it or go play Sims. If you want to build a house and make all your friends in the game houses, go play Sims. prisoners? No, pre-prisoners. I missed it. What? Yeah, and that's fine if you're doing something specific or, like, trying to learn. Man, what? You used to be able to. Get good. This is why people suck at everything now. No, it's selling out. It's called selling out in your fucking profession. Ah, you need a Lego World child. Be you. How old is this? Last year. I let someone borrow my Wii U. I don't know what happened to it. I should ask Bradley. Please. Thank you. There's terrible people everywhere. Why is everyone the worst ever? You're like 12. It's you want to play online? Because Bill Gates. That's why I am doing this on a Switch or on a Surface Pro X. All the politicians had one. I would take back my 3 gig Ace for Vista at this point because at least I know it's garbage and it can survive the Metro staircase. I put a plate on my computer, and I put like not a like a plate, like a dish, like a. And the whole reason I bought it was because it's portable. I needed something portable, and that wasn't a tablet, and didn't want a laptop because they're too big, and I always break the screen. Why would I want something that's so fucking fragile to be fucking mobile? Also, it's fucking magnetic. Who asked for a magnetic device? Who knows? Yeah, yeah, yep. That's cheating. Playing the wrong. Hey, oh, okay, sorry for you. How are you married at like 14? That's yeah. Why would why would you do that? Why would you play Sonic on Minecraft? Why would you do this? Just go play Sonic. It's very accurate. It's very the same thing as real Sonic. Oh, fucking kill yourself, please. Oh my god, you people are just unbearable. Okay, well, let's smoke. Okay. My mouse is stuck to my butt. What's up, baby? Oh, big stretch, mister. like, why is my head hurting? Because I'm fucking my head on the pole. Okay, so before we do this, because we are getting fucking sick of this, we are gonna kick this old school. If I can find it. Cortana. Just the worst. There we go. Sticky notes. No. Not now. I don't have to do shit. What? Thank you. Jesus H. Fuck. What's my password?
I'm not gonna lie, I use Grammarly every time I write. It helps me get the best grades possible while depleting the least amount of hours of my week.
I'm a product marketer who's interested in how do I bring the voice of a user into the work that we do. Grammarly is just this amazing partner.
It takes a lot of the heavy lifting off my plate so that
What? Oh. Locking down families for medical history? Ooh.
So it is a gag order. It's exactly what it is. It is exactly why they attacked him on it. Upcoming to the federal election, during the federal election, and now some what's his name again? Because you guys got me with the suit jacket. Abraham. See, that's how fast he lost his credibility right away. That I took his name and I just tossed it out because I don't care anymore. If you're going to use the security clearance as a talking point in an argument, I don't know if he thought he was on Twitter writing a tweet at this point, but it just didn't make any sense to me, and I'm out.
Yeah, it shouldn't land. It didn't land with the audience. That was for sure.
No, and the crazier thing was, if he wouldn't have said that, he would have been the star of the show last night. Because everything else he said was perfectly on point with what conservatives want to hear. And then he said that, and it was like, why are you being a lib in this moment? Why? Stop it.
It made everything else feel performative.
Yeah.
He was doing great right up until that moment. But live and learn, right? Like Grant wouldn't be doing 10-person panel forums in front of the world stage, in front of all of Canada. And so he would have learned from that moment, and I'm telling you, he is going to the end.
That's a good point. That's a really good point. In this by-election, all of Canada is watching.
Yeah.
All of Canada is watching this by-election. So that's another thing is I wonder how he feels today. I'm going to give him a call. I'm going to find his number and I'm going to call him and I'm going to see if I can ask him some questions.
Yeah, just to see how he thinks it landed. Report back.
I'll let you guys know for sure.
Yeah.
I'll let you know.
Yeah, please.
Her voice is way too high.
His team has reached out to me too.
Perfect. Well, perfect. Have him on.
Yeah, I'm just curious if he regrets that. I don't know what happened there, but we are at the halfway point, actually over the halfway point. Gentlemen, this was a delight. Thank you so much for coming on the show.
Just so good. Yeah, thanks so much for being here.
Will you be back?
Absolutely. Yes, you bet.
Okay, perfect. I got you now on TV saying you will. That's why I asked it. Thank you, guys. We'll hit an ad break and then we'll go back to the rest of the show.
Alberta powers Canada, but Ottawa keeps limiting our potential.
The Alberta Next panel wants your ideas to strengthen our sovereignty within a united Canada. Help decide what's next for Alberta. Visit alberta.ca.
Gun bans make great distraction.
Trudeau may be gone, but Carney has picked up the same rhetoric.
Will quickly, and I mean
Because they have the same boss!
the buyback.
Hunters, collectors,
We're an outpost!
defenders of tradition,
Great World British Empire didn't give up their power!
while criminals run wild.
So what happens when the fucking patriarch comes back?
Join us. Canada's National Firearms Association. In defense of
No, I think all of you should have got your guns taken. No one has guns. You want to fucking build your own? Good luck with that. A lot of people are like, oh, the people will just build them with 3D printers. It doesn't just come out of the printer as is. Like, there are pieces you need to be able to put together, and I doubt they can do that. Majority of people can't even fucking check the time. They're wearing a watch. Fucking, they look at their phone. Like,
on the ground reporting, independent news shows, and special content you won't find anywhere else. It's all designed to give you trustworthy information and alternative viewpoints so you can decide.
my problem with Rebel News is just go way too far the opposite direction. And that's basically my whole issue with conservatives, is that a lot of them use Christianity to push their agendas. And that's why I didn't end up voting for. As much as I hate Justin Trudeau, I can't vote for Pierre Poilievre because right off the bat he said, I have investments in real estate, so they can't use it against him. He doesn't want to build more homes for people, and put homeless people in homes. He wants to financially benefit himself, but all our politicians have investments in real estate. So yeah, see, 10 cities, like. And I don't agree with Pierre Poilievre's views on abortion, and he caters a lot to the Catholic churchgoers and the religious nuts, and it's kind of like a requirement to be part of the Conservative Party is being a religious person.
Move on, I want to tell you a couple of things. First, it's your last chance to save on tickets to one of the most important conservative events of the year. The most important conservative events of the year that aren't posted by the Canada Strong and Free Networking Conference is coming.
No, the other thing is the conservatives, they have a tendency to be like, well, that they did it to us, so we're doing it to them. Like, I'm not down for tit for tat bullshit. Or like when they go low, we go lower.
Conrad Black and Tristan Hopper. Reserve your tickets today at CanadaStrongandFree.network. And one more thing before we move on, I want to tell you about a birthday party. If you go to happybirthdayrebel.com, you will find out how to celebrate with us our 10th birthday, which actually passed a little while ago, but we were busy with the election and the leadership change in the Liberal Party. And so we didn't celebrate, we set it aside. We want to celebrate with you because without you, there is no Rebel News. People have predicted the end of Rebel News since the beginning of Rebel News, and most of those people were laid off in mainstream media. And it warms the cockles of my bitter old heart.
I used to watch the National every night.
One of these guys,
and I thought, what is happening?
And so if you want to celebrate our birthday with us, September 18th at the Carriage House Hotel and Conference Center in Calgary.
What?
Music, snacks, and our musical star, Liberal Party. Until we didn't celebrate, we set it aside. We want to celebrate with you because without you, there is no Rebel News. People have predicted the end of Rebel News since the beginning of Rebel News. And most of those
They just did a split screen for an ad.
It warms the cockles of my bitter old heart every time I see it.
And then they cut the live because of the ad.
You guys got it. Yes. there's also a VIP dinner if you are. You can find out.
That's never happened to me before.
At happybirthdayrebel.com, and I can't wait to see that. It's gonna be great. Very exciting. Okay. All right. Let's get into what's on the day. I can't go too long because I have to. It's Wednesday.
Is it?
So the anti-Christian censorship in
See? Anti-Christian censorship. Give me a fucking break, please. Honestly.
If Alberta leaves and Saskatchewan leaves with Alberta, you must take Manitoba. To that I say, you guys got some fixing to do before you're allowed to come with the big kids.
God bless Rebel. Yeah, you know what? Honestly, with this, like,
Yes, to annex Winnipeg proper, and then take the rest of Manitoba.
We're gonna leave Winnipeg. We're gonna leave Winnipeg behind.
Yeah.
It'll be fine to leave Edmonton behind. The city denies permit for controversial Christian musician's Winnipeg appearance. Why? The city of Winnipeg has canceled a booking permit for a controversial musician who has had shows.
yeah, they literally went into a church. Like, and like that's what I mean though. Like, I am not.
On August 20th.
I very strongly like. I really tried. I went to church by choice. Even after my mom told me, she's like, "You don't have to go anymore, right?" I was like, "Yeah, no, I like going. They feed me." And mom was like, "Hey, but you know, it's not real. They're stories. They're just good metaphorical stories." And I was like, "Yeah, I know that." Like, I went to a fucking drop-in center, a Christian drop-in center when I was a teenager, and everyone was there on drugs and shit. Like, and fucking Linda tried to fucking convert me. Fuck, my mom told me. She's like, "Mad, I guarantee you, a 40-year-old does not want to hang out with a 12, 13-year-old. I was like, she just wants to, she knows I have problems at home, okay? She brought me to fucking church. It's like, would you mind if we just stopped? It was fucking 11 o'clock mass. She's like, oh, there's a bunch of people you know from Station 7. I was like, oh yeah, there are people I grew up in the neighborhood. That grew up in my neighborhood on my block. Like, and then she brought me to church. I was like, she was like, so, how was breakfast? I was like, brought me to church. She was like, she what? Like, she brought me to fucking church. But like,
The privilege of visiting Winnipeg, nothing against but
if that's what you need to get by at the end of the day, and that makes you not be a shitty person, then all the power to you. Honestly, you do you. But I don't think that you should. I think you should teach children about religions, because there's many, and they have to pick their own when they turn 18, and they can decide to go to church when they turn 18. Because all religion is inherited, and I don't know if you noticed, all these fucking celebrities all of a sudden are now born again Christians. People become born again Christians when they have more guilt than they know what to do about it. It's usually when people they're afraid to get worse than they're at, so they become born again Christians. Or it's like, I don't know. Because to me, if you're a born again Christian, at one point you had like this sense where you were like, maybe this is all bullshit. And I'm like, I'm sorry, you can't be like pro medicine and pro religion, because one has real side effects and actually does something, and the other makes people feel like there's effects and it is actually doing something. But all of it can be explained. Like, I hate magic. I hate fucking people who do magic at me, because I'm like, I just don't, you're tricking me, and I just don't care to look into how. Honestly, I just know that there's a logical explanation for something that seems like it's different.
Where Jesus forgives the sinner, but also then says, sin no more. Go forth and sin no more. We don't tolerate sin. We forgive the sinner.
See, I hate this. People who are trying to interpret the Bible and trying to explain parts of the Bible so that they understand. I'm like, yeah, but
Yes, and
If I'm not allowed to see myself as a higher power, then why are you allowed to recite me Bible verses as if you're going to be the one explaining it to me? Are you Jesus? Like you speak for Jesus? Is that... Look, they're doing it
My
again!
name is Leah Bouchard.
What?
I'm the owner of Tofino Hot Sauce Company. I make a
It's like split screen!
sauces that are high in quality and
Islamic Relief Canada group is kicking off
The fuck?
on July 31st. She continues, might I remind you that Islamic Relief Canada was listed as a terrorist organization in 2014. So we have a terror tour that is happening in...
Can you go do mom stuff you're like and just like talk about how great your children are somewhere with other mothers that think that their children are a gift from God? Because you guys failed at obviously whatever else you wanted to do with your life, so you defaulted to a full-time mommy. It's not a career choice. Hate that. Full-time mommy is not a career choice. Just something you added to your fucking doing your career choice. Like, it doesn't mean you don't work anymore. My mom sometimes worked 2 jobs. And my dad would work graveyard shifts. Like, well, I guess since your children make you money now, I guess it is technically a fucking job title. Oh yeah, Trudeau showed up with Katy Perry!
The whole thing is a con job. It's very expensive.
Donald Trump issued a warning call, but, even though he was talking about Europe, I'm pretty sure it applies to us as well. I'm Jasmine Lane. Subscribe, like, follow, comment your thoughts down below. And it appears that Mark Carney has lost the EU. He's America, or just really actively rejected America. But rather than learn anything from these failures, they are doubling down, and it is so cringy to witness. And I'm really not saying this
They're
to
not
be
gonna
clickbait,
tell
but it does
you.
appear that the Liberal Party of Canada is crumbling right before our very eyes,
Yeah, but
because it turns out
like the
lying
middle class is like, no. They said it's all part of the plan. Don't worry about it.
You better get your act together. Or you're not going to have Europe anymore. You got to get your act together. And we, as you know, last month we had nobody entering our country. Nobody. Shut it down. And we took out a lot of bad people that got there with Biden. Biden was a total stiff. Now, what he allowed to happen, but you're allowing it to happen to you. And you got to stop this horrible invasion that's happening to Europe. Stop. This immigration is killing Europe.
what
It
is
is.
most important
It is.
to
And
government.
you know
This
what?
is very
I'm really happy
telling
that,
as to
that
their
now
character, their
all the
plans,
immigrants
and
are
who
like,
they are actually
no.
working
This is
for.
a problem. Like,
You, the public? Is
it,
the public
it's the
safety
people who
of
immigrated
the public, or is it actually
10, 20, 30 fucking years ago who are like, no, this is a problem. It has nothing to do with their race. It has nothing to do with their religion. It has to do with the amount of people that are coming in that are being given free money and that we're putting up in hotels, giving them fucking half-cooked foods that they throw in the garbage and they get fucking Uber. All on our fucking dime. It has nothing to do with me being fucking mad at the immigrants. I'm mad at my government that they're giving my money that's supposed to go to fucking me, to people who just got here, or say they're telling me come. That's why fucking Trump is fucking pissed off. The destination isn't America anymore. The destination is Canada. We're telling people to come here, and then we dump them off in front of homeless shelters with Gucci and fucking Dolce & Gabbana luggage. Like, it's fucking the homeless people don't even want to fucking stay at the fucking homeless shelters because you'll get fucking robbed at knife point. Then you both get kicked out. And they kick you out at 6 in the morning, and you're off to find a new spot. You're better off at fucking finding a spot than hunkering down. Like, and it's close to where you fucking panhandle or wherever the fucking place where you go to do what you do all day. Like,
what's kind of funny about the Century Initiative, though, is this ideological fantasy in which a prime minister or a president, depending on the tree, would be able to go out with a bang, and that bang is that they really increase the GDP per capita in their
like Obama legalizing gay marriage.
What they don't account for, though, is the reality which is that when you don't build the
Because it's not their
infrastructure,
reality.
the housing, the jobs,
It's not their
to
reality
support
they're talking
an
about. They're
influx
trying to
of
say what
people,
your reality is
your
going to be.
GDP per
Their
capita
reality,
actually
my
falls
reality is
after
very
that
different.
temporary spike.
That's why the middle
Most
class is
those
fucking
individuals
freaking the
were
fuck out
admitted into your
and trying to
country.
fucking
So
be like,
it's
everything's
really
fine,
interesting
everything's
that
good,
what
this is
Mark
part of the
Carney has
plan.
spoken on
Don't worry, it's all
many
gonna work
times,
out. It's all part of
spoken
his great
at,
plan
I
because
should
he's
say,
fucking the
spoken
bank
at
guy
their
is coming to
events.
save the day. It's always been known the guy who owns the bank is always fucking just looking to help everybody out.
That are not filled with all of the asylum claimants. By the way, they're tent cities filled primarily with natural born Canadians, of whom the Canadian government has no desire whatsoever to take care of. Rather, they would continue.
By the fourth time I was paying into EI, and I ended up paying union dues for a union rep I couldn't even use, so I called him anyway, like 2 days before my probationary was up. I called him anyway, and I shit talked my boss to his brother. That's who the union rep ended up being. And I went to Service Canada, and they were like, "Oh, you have to go to welfare because you don't have enough hours." Like, okay, just curious. Like, how? Like, this is my like fourth time paying into EI, and every time you send me to the welfare office because I don't have enough hours. Like, and they're like, "Well, when you lose your job, all the hours you paid into EI restart at your if you start." I'm like, yeah, but it's supposed to be the same place. It's supposed to be the federal government. That's why I'm forced to pay into EI. Because it's supposed to all go to the same place. It's employment insurance. And they're like, no, every time that you lose your job, you paid into EI, if you haven't racked up enough hours, it resets at your next job. I'm like, but that money didn't just fucking disappear. It didn't just vanish into fucking thin air. It went into somebody's pocket.
And a lot of people are
So I don't pay my taxes anymore. I'm not getting another job where I'm forced to pay into employment insurance. Why the fuck would I pay into that? But I worked for fucking Smirnoff for 35 years. For them to close because of the language problem here. They moved to America because they were losing too much money, fucking constantly changing their balls and shit because of fucking language law problems. $13,000, 35 years of fucking working. It's a joke. It's hilarious. Like, on it. I watched my dad cry every day because he had to get another job. He used to cry every day.
To try to boost his son's career as a rap
Yeah.
artist. And honestly,
Yeah, but you know what? Since I was born, there was never going to be a day where I could afford my own house. We always knew this. Because they said that my family came from lower class and worked their way up to lower middle class. They'll never get there.
So,
like, they're stuck in Chattagee now. Their house is $200,000. They're still not done paying it off. It doesn't make sense. They don't fucking drink. They don't fucking do drugs. They don't gamble. We don't go on vacation. We don't have new cars. It doesn't make sense.
Nonetheless,
they don't have 5 kids. We have 2 kids, and then the ones that we adopted. Well, not the ones, but like on and off, fucking straight children.
Hard conversations, the real conversations about all of
No,
that.
because you can't, because you're a racist. Well, what are you, a racist? Like, obviously not. Like, my grandfather was the immigrants that they want, the white kind. The Ukrainian ones, they want the white immigrants, not the brown immigrants. That's why we want to deport all the Indians and Haitians now.
Any deal that we may be near would be somewhere in the ballpark what we just seen with the Europeans, 15% across the board. Is that acceptable?
Well, look, we're.
I think he thought that the UK and his buddies in the royal fucking family were gonna back him up.
Their most important.
I hate to break it to you, they're also fucked. That's why they're deploying us. That's why we're gonna get fucking sucked dry.
Are one of the largest investors in the United States. Our companies, our pension funds, others invest.
This guy's fucking delusional, eh? Like,
we're also partners in defense and security.
This is how I think of Mark Carney. If I have ants in my house, I get ant traps, and even though I know that they're going to take their poison and bring it back home, and I'm going to end up killing all those ants, I don't feel as bad as much as if I had to squish each ant individually. Because I don't have to see it. And that's Mark Carney. Whatever this guy's going to fuck up, he is not going to have to see the repercussions of. And he's just going to be like, oops, sorry. I tried. Okay, bye. And then he's going to go back to England. And everyone's going to be like, how could this have happened? It's unprecedented. Like, just the willful ignorance is just like everyone who has any power right now is the kind of person who gets caught lying, and instead of coming out and just being like, oh, you caught me, I fibbed, they double down and they lie some more. It's like, don't you feel fucking foolish? Like, don't you feel like everyone's looking at you like, what a fucking idiot, and they don't care? Because at the end of the day, they're laughing because they're the ones with fucking the new car, and then they go on vacation over a dozen times a year with their whole family and have multiple homes and vacation homes and shit. Like, so I don't think they care if we were gonna get fucked at the end of the day. Like, even Parliament, it's like they're all like going back and forth at each other. At the end of the day, they're all fucking shaking hands, going to dinner meetings and shit, and like, I just don't understand.
Secured with the United States, as you saw with the
And the longer that the middle class is denying
there are similarities.
that
There are
we did
differences.
not skip the
One
recession,
is geographic
the
proximity.
longer that
Secondly
we
is
are in stagnation, the
Europe.
harder
One
recession's
example is
going to be, and
Europe
that's
did
how
an
it becomes
agreement,
a
yesterday,
great
made
depression.
commitments to buy American energy. Europe
I
needs
am
to
not an economist,
fully get
obviously,
itself off Russian energy. So they're going to buy American energy to help them do that.
but apparently I have fucking
America needs
psychic,
Canadian energy.
telekinetic,
Get a Canadian electricity.
fucking vision to see the fucking future.
They run
Because
trade
this is
deficits
like
with
every
Canada
10
in
fucking
goods and,
years.
and,
The past
in
like
goods,
60
and
years.
commodities is because
Again and again. You gotta be
barrels a
shitting
day
me.
in Canadian energy as well as that electricity and other.
And we're gonna keep fucking catering to the fucking Quebec.
The most European, non-European country. Yeah, we're super European. If you've ever been to Europe,
Because
you
fucking
know
we always
that
give
there
Quebec
is
what they
no
want.
bigger difference in terms
And
of culture
I'm not
than
sure why.
that
I
between
honestly, I have
Canada
no idea why,
and
and I think it has to
Europe
do with the fact that they have
versus
23% of the
and
vote.
the US.
So ultimately, for elections, it always depends on Quebec. Quebec is the ultimate decider of who fucking ends up being prime minister.
We had very good discussions.
So everybody lets Quebec get away with whatever the fuck they want. Because once again, it doesn't affect the rest of Canada until it does. No one gives a shit about Quebec, and they all pretend like it's not terrible. But up until now, everyone knows in the rest of Canada that Quebec is the most fucking corrupt place in all of Canada. No one did anything. But now that we're like, oh, we want the rest of Canada to be bilingual, they're like, oh, fuck, no, not with this shit. Like,
down Keir Starmer in the middle of him trying to sit there and wave a flag.
Keir Starmer is
of
about
unity
to
with Canada.
resign.
That is not a good.
He's gonna
look
pull
for
a Nixon
Canada, is it?
because
Makes you
their
wonder
party,
what's
his
really
party
going
said
on
that,
with these trade negotiations. After
well,
all.
we're not going down with you.
We're in a different position.
They're gonna
similarities,
throw
there are
him under the
differences.
bus unless he resigns.
And that is why these negotiations, whether it's with our negotiations, which is all, where we're focused, but whether it's the other ones with Japan or European Union, they're different. They're different. They're tough negotiations as they should be. As I say, we're standing up for Canada, Canadian interests. Of course, the United States is looking out. The president's looking out for the interests of American workers.
And while Donald Trump just locked in a major trade deal with the European Union,
I just don't know how to make this any more abundantly clear. Because apparently you have to literally explain every goddamn thing. I don't know if it's a white people thing, where you have to literally be like, no, it's not literally. Like, you can't do subtext you can't do satire, you can do sarcasm, but I think that's just because they're rude. I don't know if it's because they're white, though, but they just you have to explain literally everything. This is why I like Native culture so much. No one has to go, Turtle Island is not a real turtle. They know. Even the children, they just by default know that Turtle Island is not a real fucking turtle. It's a metaphor.
Looking out for the interest.
To have a war, you need two armies to fight with each other. If you go to the casino with no money and sit at a table and be like, so let's play the game, they are going to look at you and be like, but you don't have any fucking money to play the game with. and you go, well, front me the money, let's play anyway. You cannot negotiate if someone is going to go, la 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 la. We're Canada. Like, yeah, Trump's not going to negotiate anymore. Have you ever done, this is why the fucking Facebook Marketplace is just unbearable, because, like, that's not how you negotiate. Someone is selling something for $300, you don't say $20. And you go, no. And they'll say, well, what's your best offer? And I'm like, $300. Because that's the price that I fucking put it at. And you just told me that you're willing to pay $20, and I don't know why you think that we are going to have a conversation after this. Honestly, I'll let it sit on my shelf and collect dust.
While Donald Trump just locked in a major trade deal with the European Union, Canada's over here still scrambling.
Scrambling.
35% tariff spike as a result of
It's done. It's over.
Carney has officially said that the talks are in the intense phase. And of course, we know that that's
Donald Trump's been so consistent on this. It's not always very consistent, but this is pretty consistent. He's not doing negotiating conversation anymore. He's putting a set price on it.
The tariff deadline of this Friday, focusing instead on
Like,
Harper
just stop
warning
talking.
against globalist
I just wish the Canadian government would just stop speaking mouthwords. Like, go back on vacation.
land. And ground news shows you where each outlet stands. Clearly spin to just get the fetches on screen.
Yeah,
Right now,
no,
that's
but I just
40%
watch
off
the
their
news that I
Advantage
hate,
plan.
and I
That's
just sit through it, and I
ground.news
just watch it, and I
Jasmine
just
for 40%
put up with
off
it and
their
deal.
Advantage
Like,
plan, and I'll also include a link to that in the description of this video.
There is a landing zone that's possible, but we have to get there, and we'll see what happens.
Does that landing zone include supply management in any way? Or
what are we, Gaza? You gonna fucking start dropping shit? Like,
We've been clear about supply management. We've been clear about language rights. As
I just want to go stand on my front lawn now, staring up at the sky, and be like, Mark Carney, where are you?
The access,
right here.
And as part of
Big like
existing USMCA, as they would call it.
Do a little fucking parking sign for my. The bank landed here.
And the question is the
insurance, more insurance.
So look, we're gonna
never fucking paying car insurance ever again. I'll keep getting the $500 ticket. I'm just not.
Carney said, as the U.S. becomes unreliable, we will lean closer to our allies. But what happens when those allies get closer to the United States? Because with that deal signed yesterday by the EU,
did you not notice that Canada is the only one that's not cooperating?
Energy is what
he's bullying us
from America. $600 billion of investment into America, specifically into defense spending. So even if we wanted to lean closer to the EU, even though that's a logistical nightmare in most respects, the facts are that, in essence, by aligning closer with reliable trading partners who don't seem very reliable, actually, it seems like they've just had a lot of nonsense conversations and meetings that have done absolutely nothing. That sounds pretty darn unreliable, actually. But by moving to them, we are, in essence, still going to be getting from the United States. We just have a middleman now, which would be the EU.
Just so everyone understands, I think it's fair to say
Stephen Harper,
probably the most pro-American prime minister in Canadian history.
You wanted to bring us into the Middle East with the United States, which is why we wanted you to go.
The government had asked.
This is back when people used to be fucking politicians used to shut the fuck up about it. Full transparency. You want full transparency in their government. So I don't have to make hard decisions.
I would have said a year ago, this is a real opportunity for Canada to really.
You said you would let the nation starve before we could become the 51st state.
However, when this government did actually ask me, a few weeks ago, my advice was the opposite. My advice was, yes, on the economy, we've got to kind of get short-term worked out with the Trump administration, but this really is a wake-up call for this country to truly diversify its trade export markets.
Why are we
That's
asking
why-
him about anything still?
That's why we did sign the trade deals all around the world, Europe, Asia, Pacific, the Americas. And Canada has been, to be blunt, this is, nothing against the U.S. The reality is independent of the current disputes.
They asked him, "Do you want to be prime minister again?" He said, "Hell no."
And I'm in the
When
investment
no, they wanted him to be the
We have
leader of the
been
Liberal
grossly
Party, the federal Liberal
overweight
Party. He said, "Fuck no."
And
I'm done.
there is no
I'm set. Like,
reason
obviously
for
he's
that.
set.
Just because we
The
have
amount of connections that he's probably made,
geographic
fucking in the time that
does
he was
not
prime minister.
justify the degree of dependence that we have on a single market, which is sometimes disadvantageous.
The irony with that is the fact that liberals over the last decade have been smearing and blaming Stephen Harper and the conservative government for pretty much everything they can think of at this
Yeah,
point.
because
But
Stephen
the truth
Harper
there is
was
Stephen
not
Harper
great.
was actively
He wanted
trying
to bring
make
us
Canada
into
less
the Middle
dependent
East war.
on the United States as far
And
back as
Canada's
2008.
army
Something
is
he was
not
very
an
actively
actual
involved in. He
army.
didn't like
They're
how
a
much
bunch
our
of
trade
fat nerds.
was designated for them because it didn't make sense. It's not how a country thrives. The United States
And the
thrives
only thing we
by
really have to
having the
offer
resources and
is
ability to do
our
all of
Air
these
Force,
things on
which
their
is
own
why
and to sell it to the entire world. Canada sells it largely to the government, was who negotiated and signed trade deals with over 40 countries and tried to open
Yeah,
Asian
which is
markets
why he
to
doesn't want to do this
Canadian
job
gas and
anymore.
oil and other resources. Many of those projects were later blocked or delayed, but the intention is very clear that it was always the conservatives and Stephen Harper who wanted Canada to not be so reliant on the USA. So I don't know, how does that make you feel, elbows up crowd? And then we got Justin Trudeau, who canceled Northern Gateway, who imposed all sorts of new
we sold it
regulatory
to
burdens
Putin.
on pipelines, on
Because
the
we
business sector
we
as a whole,
literally
on
we don't even know if we I don't think we
and
even sold it if we did.
to not just
Because
be
the
about what
pipeline was
matters,
already
but to
built
be
and it wasn't
focused
even
around
crude oil. It was
social
fucking
issues that have
propane.
nothing to
And
do
now
with
we
the
buy that
prosperity
gas
of your
from
country's
Putin.
economy, and instead only aligning with people who were equal advocates for gender and the climate and indigenous consultations. And we've seen Mark Carney do much of the same, actually. We have to be aligned with net zero so that we can trade and leapfrog our economy over other nations. Well, that's not true. Most
After
other
you guys
nations
already
are actually
fucking pissed off the natives by fucking building the fucking pipelines on their land to begin with.
Asia. That's not true because Asia,
And Trudeau did that thing where he just showed up to BC and was just like, okay, well, now that I've heard your concerns, time to wrap it up, and we're going to go ahead and do what we want anyway, obviously. Because that's what we always do. That's why the Oka crisis happened. And they were like, we're going to be expanding our golf course on your graveyard if that's okay. And they were obviously were like, no. And they were like, well, that's okay. We're going to bring in the military. So we weren't really asking. That's actually what the Oka crisis was about.
And there's a lot of data.
I'm like, why did they teach us that in school?
You know what's the most disappointing?
Because we only learn Quebec history in school.
The leader of
Why would I listen to fucking history that is fucking written by the people who genocided them?
And the other thing I say to Europe, we will not allow a windmill to be built in the United States. They're killing us. They're killing the beauty of our scenery, our valleys, our beautiful plains. And I'm not talking about airplanes. I'm talking about beautiful plains, beautiful areas in the United States. And you look up and you see windmills all over the place. It's a horrible thing. It's the most expensive form of energy. It's no good. They're made in China, almost all of them. When they start to rust and rot in 8 years, you can't really turn them off. You can't bury them. They won't let you bury the propellers, the props, because there's a certain type of fiber that doesn't go well with the land. That's what they say. The environmentalists say you can't bury them because the fiber doesn't go well with the land. In other words, if you bury it, it will harm our soil. The whole thing is a con job. It's very expensive. And in all fairness, Germany tried it, and Wind doesn't work. You need subsidy for wind, and energy should not need subsidy. With energy, you make money. You don't lose money.
And rather than to just listen to what he's saying,
Is that not just one of the smartest things you've heard recently?
and to think, ooh, shoot, we got caught.
And it's like, you know what? The way he said it and the way people are going to take it, I guarantee you, are going to be very, very different. Because this is why Canada's housing, real estate in general, it's going to be so bad. It's going to be like fucking China bad, where we're going to be fucking using explosives to level more condos to build more condos. Because like they sit there for years not finished because they ran out of money, and this is what our housing has basically come out to, is that it's all condos. And I don't know how to be more clear. A condo is not a house. A semi-detached is not a house. A duplex is not a house. The basement of your house that you turn into an apartment is almost a house, but still not a house. Shipping containers are not houses. There's a reason why trailer parks don't even exist anymore. It's because you actually own your trailer at a certain point. And they were like, nope, but we'll give you guys shipping containers. Like, this is really bad. And the whole reason that we have all these houses that are decapitating, they want to blame it on, what do you call it? The historical landmarks thing. And they're like, well, the natives won't let us fucking do renovations on what is considered a historical building. That has nothing to do with it. They have zero control over their historical museums and all those fucking artifacts that are in those little museums and shit. They have literally zero to do with renovations on what is considered a historical landmark in Canada. So that's not even true. It's the land. They want the land. So they're going to let, like, the house next door, it's going to rot. It's going to rot away until it becomes condemned. And by law, the city is going to have to demolish it and remove it because it's dangerous and it's hazardous for the neighborhood. So then they can sell the plot of land because there's no longer any reason for a contractor, developer, whatever the fuck you want to call yourself. There's no point of investing $200,000 to sell a $200,000, $300,000 house. A lot of people are going to be like, I don't make enough money. That's a huge thing I keep hearing from the real estate markets, is I didn't make enough money. Even though I sold a $900,000 house, I had to put $400,000 into the repairs. So instead, they would rather these houses sit empty so they fucking get condemned, and then they can sell the land instead. Because these houses with the property next door, with the property on it, it is worth nothing. It is literally worth zero. They do not give a shit about putting homeless people in houses whatsoever. And they're like, well, the safety concerns about putting homeless people in and they're like, how do we fix the homeless problem? Wait for it. Give people houses to live in. We do not have a lack of space. We are the second largest landmass. So it's not because of lack of space. And now they're like, oh, lack of supplies because it's too much to fucking get supply. Are you telling me that what supplies are you using to build houses though? That foam stuff? That's about the extent of it. Oh shit, it's starting to rain. I don't know if I close my windows. Oh no. Please. No. Oh no. And I didn't wrap my foot. Because I have to wrap my foot before I move it. Oh, shitty. Oh no. Oh no. Mm. 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 Ew. Oh my god. Wow. I'm not looking at it. I'm gonna wait for Jan to get home in case I faint. Oh god. Yeah. Come on. Oh yeah. feels better. Oh. Ow. Ah, shitty. Mm. Mm. Oh, there's literally nothing I can do. Come on. Come on. Yeah. Oh, that'd be great if it was stopping already. Yeah. Come on. Get in there. Okay. That's one. I fucked up my foot super duper bad. Where's my other wrap thing? Because if I don't fucking wrap it and I start walking around, it's gonna fucking split open again. So, what did we learn? We do not run down to the water and haul ass into the water with no shoes on. And hopefully, we don't get gangrene. Or grow a third eyeball. Some girl apparently went swimming in the St. Lawrence with a lady plug in, and she took it out, obviously, right after she went swimming. But apparently she got a staph infection in her lady parts from it because of the dirty water. I should probably take a fucking bath. Because I went in that water and I have not bathed since, which is usually, will say is usually gross, but my foot is also sliced. Maybe we'll start a bath. Okay, come on. Okay. I'm gonna turn you off for now so you don't overheat. Ow. Come on! E. No. Oh my god. Oh, so far. Oh, so hot again.
Hey.
Hi, sorry.
I was just asking if you were home because I was going to come chill for half hour before my appointment, but I'll just do it after.
Okay.
Okay. I'll call you when I'm done.
Okay.
Okay.
Bye. Yeah. Ow, 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 ow. Yeah. I went all the way downstairs and I forgot to get myself a drink and fucking put the air conditioner back on. Goddamn. Cool. God damn it. And no, it's in Point Claire. Golly. Oh, my foot. Ow. bitch. Thank you. I need it very much because my foot is in so much pain. Cool. My dad fucking really likes fucking Jimmy Page. I'm pretty sure. I'm very upset. Don't run into water without shoes. I thought it was so cool too. It's like parked. It was like two guys working at a house across the street, and they were like, because my music is usually really pretty loud, and I have like really really good fucking taste in music. I don't give a shit. Fucking people like music anyway. But like they were like looking, and I was just like, yeah, I look super cool. I'm rubbing a Benz with the top down, and then I went down to the water, and I just went in, and I sliced my foot really bad. Not hospital bad, but super glue bad. Yeah, and it was because some girl was coming in the water with her little fucking, oh my god, the people with the little paddle boards or whatever. Fucking, she was coming in the water and she made me all nervous, so I was like rushing out of the water and I fucking didn't notice until I got up to my car and I like grabbed my foot. I'm like, what the hell? I look at my hand's like covered in blood. I was like, oh my god, oh no, fucking flee immediately. I'm surprised I didn't pass out. I usually pass out. Myself. I only have myself to blame. Wait, no, LaSalle. No, is it ever done? No, I don't want to sound stupid. Yeah, it's LaSalle. Because all our fucking streets have the same fucking names, and I just don't understand fucking why. I like messaged Keith and I instantly regret it. Because I like Keith. I do. I really do like Keith. He's a really nice guy. He's very mature for his age, and he's a bit of a dope, but he's a really nice guy. He's like an old, like, classic rock guy who was, like, born and raised here. My hair does look kind of cool. I still want to add more color, more blue. Anyway. Keith is pretty hardcore, though, because he used to fucking shoot smack. I was like, wow. Victoria dyed her hair red? No. Oh my god, really? One of my friends from high school. Can't really see it. Anyway, my old friend Tyler, he died. He got hit by a car. Yeah. And that's why it was down the street from his house too. Like, it was a couple houses down from his house. And that's why you don't do fucking high-speed pursuit. Like, because you end up hurting more people than you end up fucking helping. Yeah, fucking, it's, the first time I met Tyler, everyone was like, oh, Tyler, he's so cool, he's so nice. And I was wearing a work shirt, because I worked at Bully's Truck Stop, which is on the reserve. And he was like, are you wearing a Bully's Truck Stop shirt? I'm like, yeah. He goes, why? I'm like, because I work there. He goes, yeah, but you're not native. I was like, no, I'm not, but I work there. And he was like, well, you probably shouldn't be wearing that shirt because, like, fucking you're not native. I was like, everyone said you were actually really cool, but you kind of seemed like a little bit of a douchebag, not gonna lie. And then I don't even know how he found me because I don't remember telling anybody that it's like my first and last time that I went into Billings Field, waiting between exams. And I went into Billings Field way at the other end to go eat my lunch. And for some reason, Tyler found me. And he was like, hey, what's up? I was like, not much. What's up with you? And he was like, I just wanted to come to apologize to you because I'm literally accusing you of being doing something racist while being racist. I was like, yeah, I'm glad you caught like the irony of that. I was like, yeah, no, I have like all the respect for fucking natives, like, because you guys let me come onto your land and give me work and don't give me a hard time about it. So like, you're the first native that I actually like had a confrontation with over the fact that he's native and I'm white. And he was like, yeah, no, that was really, really shitty. And he ended up going away for the summer to work. And then we talked for like 2 weeks when he got back. And he fucking got hit by a car. Because it was a drunk driver and he was fleeing the police. And the police are not supposed to follow onto the reserve. They're allowed to stand by, but they're not. Once a car goes onto the reserve, they're supposed to call the peacekeepers because that's why they have their own police force, so that our police don't go on the reserve. Like, and it was so sad because his aunt was the first responder that showed up, and like fucking Kenneth was one of his neighbors who I was friends with for a bit. He brought us to where he got hit by a car. And he was like, that's where his blood was. Those were his glasses, his shoes. Over there. Like, Kenneth, why are you fucking telling me this? Like, I don't need to hear this. And they made like a little green space for him where he died. That was the most rewarding funeral I've ever been to. Like, honestly, that was like the first time I went to the first and only time I went to a funeral where I was like, it was brutal because we spent 2 days at the Longhouse in tents. And they have like the cafeteria part where like they all like the moms fucking like force feed you and their food is and they have the body like on just a plank wood board and you can touch him, and we all put our high school IDs that year to bury with him. Like if you wanted to bury anything with him, you're allowed. And it was so weird because like you can actually go up and you can touch him and you're just like looking at their chest and you're waiting for them. You could feel like all his body parts were like held together with like a bag and like probably taped up, and you had like fucking an eye patch on. We're like, Tyler, you look like a pirate. But it's the eulogy was fucking brutal. I almost got up and walked out, and Joanne grabbed me and she sat me down. She's like, don't you fucking leave. I'm like, Joanne, I can't breathe. I have so much snot. She's like, it doesn't matter. Because they were like, if you want to go play video games with him, you can, because he won't be there. I was just like, who the fuck hired this guy for the eulogy? But that's just how natives are, where it's very like and then we all walked down the third day. We all walked down the highway with everybody, and we walked to the graveyard. And his father had committed suicide when he was a kid, so they put him in the grave, and his brother Mike. Like, that guy, like, I've never even seen him speak, and he never changes his facial expression. He's always just, like, no expression. And, like, when he was putting his dad's ashes with his brother, you could just see, like, the one tear, and his facial expression did not change. It was, like, the tear that, like, escaped. he could, like, he didn't, like, he wasn't, like, blinking or trying not to cry. He didn't change. And I was like, oh, my God, like, this is, like, this is hardcore sad shit. But it's very like his mother sits with him while everybody goes and like pays their respects, and like you can go talk to his mother and be like, sorry for your loss and all that. And she was really nice. What was her name? Jewel. Her name was Jewel. She was really nice. She was fucked up apparently, but she's still a really fucking nice lady considering her son died and her husband killed himself. Yeah, no, Tyler was great. Tyler was a really fucking nice guy. Yo, native funerals are way different than white people funerals. White people funerals are terrible. I'll never go to that again. Well, maybe I will, but like, because now that fucking Allison didn't have a funeral, I realized that funerals actually have a significant part to play when you lose somebody. But it ends up being just me trying to comfort people who drank too much and who are just like, what do you call it? There's no talking to them. Unconsolable. And I don't like having that job, especially like the last time that I went to a funeral, because I was like, I went to the service, obviously. I went to Eric's service. But they were all like, we're going to go to the bar, and we're gonna have a reception at the bar. I'm like, I'm sorry, I just can't. Like, I'm not going to that. And they're fucking my best friend ended up. What's my best friend at the time? She ended up making a huge scene like on the front lawn of the church, being like, "Wow, really? You're not gonna go to Eric's you're just gonna leave Eric's funeral." I was like, I don't know why this is happening right now, because now everybody's looking because you're having a fucking tantrum. But yeah, I really don't want to go. But I guess now I have to, because you're making a huge scene. And I just want everyone to fuck off and leave me alone. Because I was really mad at them. And I'm still really mad at them. Because they hid his drug problem from me. And then after he ended up dying, and I know he hid it from me too, because I saw the first time he shot up and he laughed, he thought it was a fucking joke. And I was like, why is this funny to you? Like, if I see this again on your arm, you're not going to be happy, but I'm not going to let you do this. So he ran away from me, and he was doing that thing that drug addicts do when they're being self-destructive because they just want everybody to hate them as much as they're hating on themselves. But if you catch it right off the bat, you could shut that shit down. But no one knew Eric like I did. So I knew he hid it from me, and then my mom and his mom didn't want to stop partying, so they hid it from me. Because that would mean that they have to stop what party they're having to come deal with one of their children on drugs that are fatal. And he wanted her to find it. He wanted her to find his stuff, because he hid his needles in his dresser. I'm like, I don't remember Eric ever doing laundry ever in his life. His mom always did his laundry, meaning she folded it and put it in his drawers. So if you really wanted to hide it, he would have hid it somewhere where she wouldn't find it. And he just wanted his mother to reprimand him. But she got a double lung transplant, and she was like, I'm having my second chance at life, and that was true. People would give my mom shit for giving her cigarettes because she had a double lung transplant, and my mom was like, if I don't give her some of my cigarettes, she goes and buys a whole pack because she's a fucking adult and she can do what the fuck she wants. Especially when you said goodbye to your kids and they said that you're not gonna make it, and then you get a surprise double lung transplant, and then you end up surviving for another 15 years. Yeah, I'm sure you're gonna not be super cautious. No, but that's the thing. I also had to live with that before she died, that rather than saving Eric, she let him die. And I could have helped him, but everyone was like, no, you were already too fucked up. And I was like, yeah, but not on fucking not on anything that was out of control. I still had a job, I still had my apartment, I still had all I was very high functioning. I didn't even fucking drink or anything at that time. And I was just like, yeah, but that doesn't mean that you just fucking leave him. And then when he died, I tried to find his girlfriend, because I know that everyone, including me, was blaming her at first, saying that she was the reason that he died, but she was a 19-year-old fucking girl, so. And I adamantly was trying to find her, and they were like, oh, we didn't want you to go end up doing heroin with her. And I was like, this is all coming from people that I've literally multiple times in my life did not get to have any kind of fun at a party because I was too busy dealing with them too fucked up on drugs or whatever. There are multiple times. Then this is all people who are like, well, we didn't want you going doing drugs with him and overdosing too. I was like, all right. I feel like that's a really, really, really bad excuse, and that kind of made me more mad. Because I asked everybody, I'm like, does she go over under a different name, or does somebody know where she is living? And they put her back in the apartment that he died in. They took her off suicide watch after the day, so that she can go to his funeral. And it was super weird because I met her mom because she was sitting over by herself after the service. We were standing in front of the church, and before the whole thing, everyone fucking giving me shit for not wanting to go get drunk. There was a lady who was very like bougie looking and sitting over on the stairs by herself. And I went over and I was like, "So how do you know Eric?" And she was like, "Oh, I'm the mother of his girlfriend." I was just like, "Oh, okay. Okay." I'm like, "Why are you sitting over here by yourself?" And she goes, "Well, I think it would be good for me to keep my distance because I know that Allison's really upset about her son passing, obviously, and even though that people might be like upset and have their opinions on the situation, I still want to come pay some kind of like my respects to Eric. It's not really about everybody else. It's about the person who died." And I was like, "Oh wow, that's like really like fucking brave of you. Like, I'm glad I came over to say hi and to talk to you, because like And then she started talking to me about her fucking other daughter that has leukemia, and that's why her daughter's so fucked up, because her other daughter had leukemia, so like she can't be there for her dying sick child and her child that keeps self-harming herself and trying to off herself. And ultimately that's what she did, because she went back to the apartment that they were living in and she cut herself and bled to death, and she was there for 3 days until the neighbors complained that the cat was wailing blood because they just got a kitten together. The cat was fucking wailing. So, and they called the landlord, and the landlord said that the door wasn't even locked. And to me, that means that she was waiting for somebody to come, and no one ever showed up. And she was 19. And everybody said that it was her fault that Eric died. And I was just like, that is the worst fucking part. I know you can't, no one can ever be like, oh, I could have saved them, because you don't actually know that. You can still try. And because everyone was so upset and saying that she's the reason why he died, like, I don't know what other outcome could have fucking happened, honestly, there, like, and, like, when I told my mom, I was like, oh, I hugged her. My mom was like, you hugged her? She doesn't really like being touched. Like, she's very antisocial. I'm like, well, she hugged me back. I was like, I had, like, a whole fucking script that I planned to lay into her and be like, you're the reason why my best friend, and we're not going to get to have a life together, and he's never going to fucking I'm never going to get to see him have kids or do any of those things. Like, I had this whole fucking thing that I was planned to say to her, and just like looking at the amount of scars on her arms, I was just like shocked. I'd never seen anything like that. I never in my life seen anything like that, especially not on a 19-year-old. How do you do that much damage to your body in such a short amount of time? And that's just her arms. And my first thing was, I can't imagine what the rest of her body looks like. Because that's what I used to do. I used to do it on my inner thigh. Because I started on my arms, but I used to wear, as you noticed, I wear a lot of things on my arms. So, like, even though they weren't covered, people kind of, like, stopped even noticing if I had anything on my arm. But when people started, like, when someone found out that that's how I would cover up my cuts, I started doing it on my legs instead. And then, oh my god, that was so stupid. The one fucking time I went to gym class, and I actually changed because they told me that they were going to fail me if I didn't do the beep test. I ended up getting like 6 minutes on the beep test. I was like the 4th or 5th fucking last one to tap out. I'm a closet athlete, which is really fun. But yeah, no, I fucking went and changed into shorts And one of the girls in the locker room saw me changing and saw that I was cutting my legs and went and told a teacher, and the teacher went and told the guidance counselor. And they didn't even tell my parents either. Everything that fucking happened in school, like I went to a drug counselor at one point. Oh my god, Julie, that girl was fucking terrible. That girl was so terrible. It was the worst counselor I've ever had in my life. I was her first client, I guess, technically. She was very French. And then I was crying and she was like, okay, but we're here to talk about your drug problem. I was like, but my drug problem comes from all the other problems. She was like, okay, well, I just want to show you this circle. I'm like, yeah, the steps. She goes, no, this is the circle. And I was like, yeah, it's all the steps just in a different shape, which, yes, is more appropriate because that's what the steps are. A big fucking circle. And it's a little bit fucking less, it's a little bit harder to compare it to when the steps, you get to the top and you fall off and you're back at the fucking bottom. That's why they're like, count your days. Count your days of sobriety. You're counting down until you're fucking not sober again. Like, don't count your days. Fucking the steps don't work, obviously. I don't know how many times this has to be proven. It's like, and they're like, well, how long do you have to be sober to consider yourself a recovering addict? I'm like, if every single day you're saying I'm getting sober and every single day you fuck up, that's not quitting drugs. Like, and I don't want to fucking burst anyone's bubble or rain on their fucking parade. But maybe you're doing fucking quitting drugs for the wrong fucking reasons, obviously. Like, because your family's going to threaten to abandon you. Like, fucking it ends up being all about, like, cutting you off financially. And I'm like, when have you guys ever given me money? Like, and, like, I hear all, like, my best friend, her boyfriend, Tony Baloney, was talking about how upset he is that she has no inheritance. And how that she has to give her grandmother money every so often. And I was just like, why is this like a normal thing? And like, do majority of people have parents that pay like their phone bills, their car breaks down, and they pay for them to get a new car? And like they die, they inherit a free house. And I'm like, yeah, well, I'll be lucky if we can even sell it for anything, honestly. If Kaylin wants it, this is her problem now. Fucking, she can have it, honestly. It's just so stupid. Like, I was hoping to inherit my grandfather's house. That place, that I would have lived. I would have lived in Chattagee, because it's literally a street away from Ganawage. Like, and there's a secret path that you can go down that literally leads from my grandpa's house to my store on the highway. So that would have been super awesome. But when I was pregnant in a tent, I messaged all my aunts and uncles. I was like, listen, I know we're not close anymore since Nana died. And I get that, like, we're not super close. But I just want to throw out, like, an idea here because I need somewhere to live. And Grandpa's house, rather than putting it up for sale right away, why don't you rent it out to me so that you guys just take, like, I don't want a free house, obviously, but we can keep the house in the family and I just pay you guys and we do it not through a company or the government. So we don't have to give anybody a piece. And not one of them replied. And my uncle Ian, his third girlfriend, because he was engaged twice, and then they both left because Ian thinks he's cool hot shit, even though he's not. Oh, God, Martin. His girlfriend is named Martin, and she literally dresses like a French maid and makes like French maid sounds. Oh, mon Dieu! I was like, does she have to talk like that? I'm like, it is Thanksgiving at Grandma and Grandpa's house. Why is she wearing fucking fishnets with like a garter that is clearly showing? She's nice. She is nice, but she makes me uncomfortable. Yeah, no, Ian instead ran away from his wife from their house on a fucking lake for like a year instead. And I was like, oh, okay. They're like, do you want anything from Grandpa's stuff? And I was like, his bagpipes? And they're like, no, Ian already took his bagpipes. I'm like, why are you guys? Then why do you guys ask? Like, you guys asked. Do you want anything from Grubs? Like, did you fart? Oh no! Did my dog shit in the house? But I had let you out not that long ago. I wake up again. I don't know if it's my dog's farting or he shit downstairs. I'm gonna be fucking mad if he do. Get it? Because I'm mad. Fuck. God damn! Stupid! You got the poop? Dude, you smell like farts. Just read them poop some more. What's that? Smell like farts. Come. No. Whiskey. Go poop, please. Stinks. He does not want to play with you. Not everybody wants to be your friend. Go find a place to post. Okay. Where the fuck did you just go? What? I'm wondering. That has to be clean. I feel like that might be what's biting us. Those little teeny tiny flies. Because I thought for a second it was a a fruit fly, but it looks like a teeny tiny fly fast. What are we doing? We're getting a drink. Oh, my leg's on fire. I should do some dishes. I can sit and do that. Don't want me to do some vapes. I'll do that too. Oh yeah. Ha! Link. I've been listening to Linkin Park again. Favorite song. Oh, fuck. Beatles song. I guess that's my favorite band. Apparently Paul McCartney is doing like a comeback show with Yoko Ono, and I was like, fucking, who could have foreseen this coming? Fucking the Chinese fucking spy that broke up the band. And the fucking asshole who fucking only paid for the band to be famous. Has no talent whatsoever. And he was like, fucking, I thought Ringo Starr was dead. But apparently Ringo is still actually alive. And I'm like, well, wouldn't you want to include the Beatle that is still alive as opposed to the crazy Chinese chick who just sounds like a fucking cat being murdered? Oh, I listened to her son go on the radio the other day talking about how nobody understands how much he was in love with his mother and how great his mother was, and they just didn't care about the hatred for their love. I was like, okay, sweetheart. Probably said you can kick fucking Paul McCartney out of the band. Probably what fucking convinced him. I'll pay for the band, and you can kick Paul McCartney out since he has zero talent other than having money. Drink. That's what we're going to do right off the bat. We're going to make a drink. Where did my cup go? Okay. Yeah, shit. Okay, I have to put you in a bag for a sec. Can't carry everything up the stairs. I brought too much stuff. Maybe. Get back upstairs.
Called out. Okay, let's reverse course now. Nope, you have David Eby saying this.
And I did not turn the air conditioner on. God damn.
You're not ready.
Getting hot again.
You're in the middle of this beautiful sci-fi environment, and you're seeing intrigue, the espionage, the alliances form. It's the power that shifts around. It's amazing to watch.
Simple actions can have massive effects.
You can cooperate with people, compete with them, make friendships, deceive them, betray them. It's an amazing thing that just other players.
More players start coming. It just starts this complete cascade of actions, and you don't know what's going to happen. It is a free for all. You get locked up and shot instantly. People start dying left, right, and centre. It's just something that you can't get anywhere else. It's just much like no other.
Everybody's on this journey and writing their own stories, and that is probably the simplest way I can describe it.
Things continue to change and evolve. It's awesome. I love it. Part of the
With Framer, the things you design become real. Framer feels like a design tool, but it ships fast with modern websites. You can start from scratch, import from Figma, or choose from thousands of free and premium templates. Framer's easy to learn. There's frames, text, and stacks. Combine them however you want, add whatever you want, and make everything responsive. Then the only thing left to do is hit publish. That's Framer.
And the second is that we believe that climate change is real, that we understand that we have a role to play here in British Columbia driving down emissions, and clean electricity is the way that we're going to do it. And we're going to address climate change at the same time as we're growing our economy. And I couldn't help but notice the President of the United States, Donald Trump, saying that he doesn't like those windmills that produce electricity. They interfere with the views from his golf courses. Let me tell you, to all American clean energy producers, come relocate to British Columbia. We are the clean energy capital of the world. We're going to do it. We're creating energy here. We're supportive of clean energy, and we will continue to be so.
That
you can join the amazing more than 700.
That is from
applied to join
completing a mirror, a single 3-foot mirror.
In
That
just
is
a
how
few
my
hours, we have
inside
failed
windows and
polyester
yours
midnight
are
in Battle
fucking
River,
more
Crowfoot, and
significantly
wowza,
more
that is
filthy
definitely
than
going
the
to
fucking
be
inside window.
educational.
That is
I
so gross.
presume, given who else is debating with him.
My first
Well,
thing is like,
it's going to be entertaining. I'll tell you that much. We're going to be unpacking some of the key moments from it, as I will be watching live. I'm not going to be live streaming it or anything today. So we have that coming up in tomorrow's episode, as well as a series of lies. And I'm talking a lot of big lies when it comes to Mark Carney and the Liberal government and weird, shady things going on, which might honestly be the reason why all of a sudden Justin Trudeau is dating Katy Perry in Montreal from Switzerland. Just the timing, it's very unique. That's all I can say, because the media certainly wasn't focusing on everything else that was unfolding in the country, but they were really paying attention to Trudeau. So take that as you will. I'm Jasmine Lane. This is Over Opinionated. Subscribe, like, follow, comment your thoughts down below, and share this video. That's all for now.
Loosen that noose around your neck. Recline in your electric chair. Laugh at the gas. When the firing squad comes to rouse you from your nap, make sure they hit you in the heart. Tap dance on your way to the block or the guillotine, but before you do, make sure to tip your execution. Welcome to Well Hung History. True crime, true history, true stories of the condemned and the executed, the methods by which they were dispatched in the aftermath. A silly name about a serious subject. We take no moral or political positions here. We just tell the tales of those that have suffered this most unfortunate of fates. Find us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, and all the rest. Be sure to give us a 5-star rating or drop a killer review. You can also reach out to us and listen to every episode at our website, wellhunghistory.com.
Hey folks, this is the Canadian Taxpayers Federation, where we are always fighting for lower taxes, less waste, and more accountable government. I'm Chris Sims. I'm the Alberta Director for the CTF. I'm sitting here in Lethbridge, God's country. Franco, not to say there's not other parts of God's country. Franco, he's stationed in Mordor in Ottawa there. Hi, Franco.
Definitely not God's country. Sorry, Ottawa.
This is where all the waste of money is coming out of this top of this mountain. All right, and Devin is our in-house lawyer. He is our general counsel. He's also the Atlantic director, and he is in. Are you in beautiful St. John's right now?
I am in beautiful St. John's, dying with humidity, but otherwise loving it. So.
Oh well, just gotta buy more heat pumps, Devin. Come on. All right, get on that. All right, we have a lot to talk about here, and it is all about our very favorite government-funded media, state broadcaster. They love all those titles. The CBC.
I absolutely love to pickle vegetables. It's super simple. Anyone can do it. And with Bernardin, you can add this into salads, to sandwiches, or just eat them right out of the jar. Visit bernardin.ca for more recipes and ideas.
Own a design studio. Get a really cool design contract. Realize you have to do a whole bunch of Matthew business work before you can even start the not Matthew design work. Use QuickBooks to see the big picture. Use QuickBooks to manage cash flow. Add some more cash to your flow. Let QuickBooks do more of this, so you can do more of the things you love. Intuit QuickBooks. Manage and grow your business all in one place.
Okay, I wanted to jump into this with both of you because Franco, you're like right up the street from one of the headquarters of the CBC, and they're the ones that kind of set the tone for the Mean Girls amongst the Parliamentary Press Gallery. They're super important, very influential that way. And Devin, you actually like go in court and fight stuff for realsies, and so I want both of your perspectives on this. I wanted to start with this headline that kind of skittered around, saying, "Oh, the CBC is doing away with its problematic bonuses." I thought that sounded like malarkey, and then it turns out that it was. Franco, what's the CBC doing? Are they actually rolling back bonuses and reducing pay and they're wising up?
Well, yeah, you might remember it was like 2 months ago, right? These headlines, the CBC canceling bonuses. Well, we just got some access to information records, and here's what those records show. Okay, yes, they canceled the bonuses, right? But they just handed out record pay raises. Record pay raises. Okay, so the documents that we show, yes, the bonuses were zero,
Yes, I did.
but then they turned around and handed out $38
But we
million
can't, like, really down
in
it
bonuses,
right now.
$38 million in bonuses. So, like, look, you're not really saving taxpayers' money if you switch a taxpayer-funded bonus into a higher taxpayer-funded pay raise, right? So that's exactly what the CBC did. They did a sleight of hand. They're not saving taxpayers' money. They didn't listen to Canadians. They misunderstood the assignment. What they're essentially doing is giving their bureaucrats built-in bonuses with higher pay raises.
Sorry, I'm boring
Okay,
you.
so let me just break down these numbers and we can kind of get into, the history of this fight.
Not everything's about you all the
Last year
time,
they handed
right?
out $38 million in pay raises. That is a record high. Significantly higher than the pay raises in previous years, okay? The year before that, they handed out $11.5 million.
Yeah, but then people are seeing that and they're like, we want to be paid $30 an hour minimum wage too.
Have more money. Yeah.
Like, that is not going to help.
Went from $11.5
The more you raise people's pay,
$38 million
does not
in pay
stop
raises.
the price
Okay?
from
So
going
now
up.
they ended what they called a bonus, but then they just turned around and massively increased pay raises, an increase of about $26 million, which offsets more than
Because the
offsets
people who are supposed to
previous
allot the
bonuses
proper
that they
amount
were
of money
handing
to
out.
the
So,
right
like,
people
look, I don't think
did not
taxpayers
do that.
care what the CBC
That's what happens
policies
when
that
daddy
say.
gives you a fucking business
Taxpayers
you
just
don't know
want the
anything
CBC
about.
to Stop wasting so much money.
The whole
And
point of
clearly they
fucking
misunderstood the assignment.
politicians is that you guys all have a specific category that you fucking specialize in. And like every 6 months doing a cabinet shuffle, it's not a fucking softball team. Like, where everyone's supposed to get a turn.
So we need to defund the CBC. So as a journalist, what's frustrating here is the CBC is supposedly a news organization primarily, and they know how this works. If a politician sat there and said, oh, well, it's coming out of a different labeled bucket, but we're still spending the same amount or more, they wouldn't let them get through that press conference intact. Like, come on, man. Like, I'm curious if they thought that people wouldn't notice, that they would just get the headline, oh, we're reducing our bonuses, we're getting rid of them, we're listening to Canadians. We went on a listening tour. Did they think that they were just going to get away with this and nobody would find out?
What am I going to do?
Yeah, I don't know.
When people find out, they go, oh, well, that sucks because I voted for that.
We solved their problem.
And then there's no
We're gonna end the
consequence.
bonuses, and then
Why
just
would
give people
someone stop
higher pay,
pulling
right?
money out of
Just
purses
sit
and
with this
shoving
one
it in their
bucket of cash,
pocket
and we'll give them a bigger bucket of cash
if the
labeled pay
cops
raises,
literally
but,
are never
you know,
there to
to
do
your
anything
point,
about
like,
it?
the CBC isn't fixing the problem, right?
Yay,
They didn't
it's
listen to
frowned
Canadians.
upon.
They're not saving taxpayers' money. If anything, it looks like
But
the
if
CBC
if
brass
if
is
nothing,
trying
there's
to
no
avoid
consequences. Why would
a
someone
bad
stop?
step. Yeah, right. Because like let me just go back.
Because the people who are supposed to enforce consequences are
So
also
for many
getting
years,
part of that money.
Taxpayers Federation, thank you,
So
Jeff,
even if they fucking try to, like, it's the catch-22.
investigative journalists, right?
It's the whole thing with Bitcoin. When you put money in Bitcoin, that's why every person who goes, Bitcoin's fucking amazing, it's because they have money in Bitcoin. The more they fucking are trying to push that Bitcoin is legitimate,
You might remember 2023. In 2023, they
and you know what? I'm sure it does work out for some people. I'm sure a lot of people do invest in Bitcoin, and they do make a lot of money off of it. I think you have to have a lot of throwaway money or disposable income, whatever the fuck that is, to get there. It's like the people who buy scratch cards, and they think that somehow this evens out. You spent $30,000 in fucking scratch cards, and you won $150. Doesn't make any sense. And now we have records of people who spend their whole lives paying into lotto cards and lottery shit, and it never pays out. Maybe for some people it does. Same with the insurance thing. Maybe for some people they get the two-way insurance and then the new car pops up into their driveway after they wreck it.
Eve to me is basically freedom. It's a giant open universe where everyone
across the political spectrum was against the bonuses. Everyone, right?
And
What does the CB?
I got to jump in here because poor Devin.